Hello and welcome back to my channel. So from today's video, we are going to go deep into why communication is important in a business function like sales. But before I go into the video, I would request you to go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you've not done so, and hit that bell button so that whenever I come up with new videos, you're always informed of the same as soon as the video comes up. If you really like the content that I present to you through my channel, if you like my videos, you may go ahead and hit that like button, or you may want to comment on any of the videos that you like and the content that I come up with. If you like the content and if you want to share my channel or a specific video with anybody in your network, I would request you to do so that you are able to add value not only to yourself, but also to your network in the process. So let's start today we are going to be talking about sales and its importance. So this is a very important business function, as we know, in any particular organization. At the end of the day, it is only the sales function which directly brings in revenue to an organization or into an organization. So let's start with this question. What is sales? Very simply put, sales is nothing but the number of units sold times the price per unit, or the number of units sold multiplied by the price per unit. It is also called revenues. So there are a lot of synonyms of sales as a word. Top line, sales revenues, or revenues are the most used synonyms of sales. Now, what is the importance of sales? Now, that's very important, right? So sales is important in order to ensure that the customer and the consumer consumption is taken care of. Their demand is met, right? For companies' earnings, sales is important for companies' earnings. Without sales, how would a company go ahead and earn the top line or the revenues, right? Now, another important aspect of sales is for serving and servicing customer needs. It's very important. When customers are there in the market or consumers are there in the market, their needs need to be serviced and they need to be served. And that is what is one of the important functions of sales. Now let's look at what is the relationship between communication and sales. So there are various ways to look at it. The first way to look at it is verbal communication. So when a particular salesperson or a sales consultant or a sales representative goes and meets with a particular prospect or target audience or customer or consumer of a particular product or service, speaks to them on the phone, on face-to-face meeting, on an online meeting, and there is a verbal communication. So that's the first form of communication which happens between an organization's representative and a particular target audience, be it a customer or a consumer. Then the communication that happens between an organization and the relevant target audiences from a sales standpoint is written or non-verbal communication, primarily through advertisements, billboards that we see on the roads or by the roadside, and online media communication that takes place between a particular product or service provider or an organization with their particular target audiences, customers or consumers. Now, let's look at, what all is communicated, right? So when we talk about communication, about what all can be sold, right? Products are sold. So you talk about a pen, a notebook, a laptop, a computer, a desktop, a PC, cars, mobile phones, and so on and so forth. Services are sold, right? So services like hotel services, hotel stays, dinners, meals, banking services, and so on and so forth. Ideas are sold. So you communicate about an idea being sold. So if you reduce the consumption of wheat, of beef, for example, or red meat, this actually will impact the environment in a positive way. Events are sold. The one of the major events that just went by is the Dubai Expo 2020, right? Candidates are sold primarily in terms of political parties. When there are elections coming up, there is a certain political party who uh, talks about or markets about a particular candidate and why that candidate or why that political party is important and should be coming into power. So there is a lot of communication on a lot of things that are sold. And this is just a representative sample. This is not an exhaustive list per se. Now let's look at what is your role in sales. So when you are selling, right, whether you are a salesperson, whether you're a sales representative, sales manager, or anybody who's selling, your role is threefold. First, of course, is written. So your role in sales is about written communication. You write emails or send messages using text messaging or using social channels or using WhatsApp or any other channel or any other medium per se, wherein you write about what is the product or services that you have, which can service or serve a particular customer or consumer need. And then you talk about verbal communication. You make phone calls to your prospects or target audiences. You go and meet them face to face. F2F is face to face meetings. Online meetings. Online meetings have actually taken a lot of, I would say, they've gotten a good foothold since the time the COVID pandemic has come up. So most of us, um, who were a part of this particular COVID instance, which happened over the last 3 to 4 years, we saw that our work primarily transformed from a face-to-face meeting or a phone call to an online meeting per se. So that is actually a verbal way of communication while you're communicating about selling a particular product or service. And then your role in sales, when we talk about the non-verbal, it's not written, it's not verbal, is your overall persona. So when you are talking about or pitching a particular product or service to your target audiences, overall, what is your persona? How you present yourself, whether you're on time, whether you're dressed appropriately or not, and overall, what is the demeanor that you bring to the table? That's actually the overall persona. So that also communicates a lot about you. So this brings us to the end of the first video on the sales and communication series. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. You want to comment on any of the aspect of this video, you can do so. If you want to share this video with your network, please go ahead and do so. And if you've not done so, go ahead and subscribe to my channel right away and hit that bell button. Till next time, take care of yourself, and I'll be back soon with the next video on the sales and communication series. Thank you.